Good afternoon. My name is Doug Holder, and I'm here with my guest, Paul Stephen Stone. Paul, I'll give you a brief introduction to Paul. He's been on here before, and he's a good friend of mine. Paul Stone is a novelist. He wrote, or so it seems, How to Train a Rock,
if I might,
and other works, as well as being the creative director for W.B. Mason, the well-known office supply firm. Recently, Stone has produced a video, To You Who Are Different, Teens Speaking to Teens. Stone, along with yours truly, is also on the planning committee for the Madness at the Grolier Poetry event, which is going to be at the Block 11 at the second floor, November 6th at 3:30 p.m. And Grolier is opening a poetry room there. And so this will be an opening and a reading, and hopefully it will be an ongoing thing.
Right.
So we hope you'll come there. $10 suggested donation, November 6th, 3:30 p.m. And it's going to be about the mad poets like Anne Sexton, Sylvia Plath, and there's going to be people who knew Plath. There's someone there who's going to who is the band manager. We're going to have dramatic performances, movie clips, all kinds of stuff. It's going to be multimedia. It's not just going to be your standard reading. So November 6th, 3:30 p.m. at Block 11. Please be there or be square. Paul, can you tell us a bit about your new video, To You Who Are Different?
Okay, this is the DVD case. Some time ago, there's been a number of stories in the news about teens who, because they're gay or because they're isolated or because they're, for whatever reason, they've been either picked upon or have felt so at loss that they've committed suicide. And I've been bothered by that. And I'm a writer. I'm not necessarily a video maker, though I've produced over 100 TV commercials and and a number of videos. So I've done that extensively. And I wanted to do something for the kids that were in the schools that seemed at risk, and who don't necessarily get the support and guidance that they need from their peers or even from the school system. So, I had a point of view and I wanted to share it, and that's what this video is all about. I first put a piece of writing on my blog. I liked it so much, and it was called To You Who Are Different. And then I made a poster out of it, which I could send to anybody. If you'd like, just get in touch with me at paulstephenstone@gmail.com. And if you get in touch with me, I'll send you a link to the video, or I'll send you a file to print out the poster. And it was clear to me that I just didn't have much success in disseminating the poster, because kids, they're visual a lot more than they like to read. So I thought I would make a video of this, and I got into Randolph High School. They were very, very generous in allowing me to come in and shoot the kids. Film the kids.
Shoot the kids.
Film the kids.
We don't want to Columbine here.
No. The kids are great. They did a fabulous job. I think one of the things you'll see as you see the video, we'll play it in a moment, is that the kids really took ownership of what were really my lines, my words. They were great to direct. They were great to work with. I saw a few of them today, and it's really, I fell in love with these kids. They're just wonderful.
Well, Paul, why don't we lay it on our viewers?
Okay, so we're testing this new equipment, so we're hopefully going to do this right.
There we go. Is he hearing it?
Yep.
Listen up now. This is for all of you.
Every one of us is different.
Every one of us has a unique personality and a calling to become something special.
We may not hear that calling, may not see our uniqueness as a blessing, and may not understand that it's the nature of the herd to trample wildflowers.
You have a right to fear the herd because they fear you.
They will crush you if they can, or bend and twist you until you no longer appear different.
They fear your difference because it threatens the comfort and security of their sameness.
They can't tolerate someone who travels in a different direction or questions their leadership.
But the herd is not capable of changing reality. They can only trample innocent flowers in their blind rambling.
Don't let them trample you.
We are different, you, we are different. You can't imagine what I've been through.
Every one of us is born a caterpillar, seemingly destined to inch our way across the long expanse of our lives.
But one day, we will fly. And when we take flight, we will see a world far richer and more beautiful than we ever saw when we lived as caterpillars.
Don't be fooled by the way you feel now.
In the innocence of your youth, you long to fit in, to go unnoticed for your differences, to be accepted by everyone else.
It's only natural.
How scary to discover that you're different from others. At the same time, you're taught in school to conform and smooth out your rougher edges.
It isn't just you who's swimming against the tide. It isn't just you who fears being discovered, challenged, taunted, and rejected.
We live in a society that values those who conform over those who don't.
Glitter over substance, extroverts over introverts, and normalcy above all else.
We are different cohesively. We can make history. Together we stand, divided we fall officially. We are different.
You may be too young to realize that nature celebrates diversity in all that it creates.
But years from now, if you persist in holding on to yourself,
you will discover your uniqueness is a gift that brings much depth and richness to your life.
Robert Frost wrote a poem about taking the road less traveled, but he never mentioned the bullies, hecklers, and know-it-alls who repeatedly block your way.
Don't let them stop you or make you doubt yourself.
You're not only different, you're perfect the way you are.
We are different. Don't let nobody tell you any better. We came in this world this way and we gon' be this way forever. From the way that we dress to the way that we act, to the way we gonna make an impact. In this world, we the future. Our time is now. Every voice can make a difference. No silence now. Stop the violence, create peace and build respect. Now what's next? Reach out for finer things, for build economies with commodities and apologies. Excuse my harmony, it's just probably trying to bother me. Out of this world, like astronomy, it must be hard to see. You trying to hold me down and you would, like mahogany. You trying to see me at my best. Open your eyes for me. For every gender, every color, every eyes to see. We need to pave the path for the youth. We need to share the past to the youth. Since they're asking for truth, and tell all of the chapters of we are different. You, we are different. You can't imagine what I've been through. We are different cohesively. We can make history. Together we stand, divided we fall officially. We are different. You.
Hold on. Okay, I think we're back.
We're back, and Paul, I wish 2 years ago when I was in high school, I would have had something like that to guide me. Now, Paul, you know, you're working on commercials right now as we speak, right?
I'm in between working on commercials, but periodically I'm
for the Red Sox, right?
Every year I do commercials that appear on the Red Sox for WB Mason.
So, and these are commercials, and what do you bring from your commercial work to this public service work, do you think?
Well, that's a good question. I think you develop a sensitivity and a sensibility about how things work and how they don't work. When we did this video, I really had no idea how the kids would do and whether or not the kind of energy that I was hoping for would be transmitted by the kids. And the universe was definitely in favor of this project because everything fell in place just the way it needed to, even the music. I knew that the music would be key to selling this, because that's, in a lot of ways, that's the way to not only kids but our minds, is through music. And there was a boy in the school named Jordan Hall, Jay Gatz is his performing name, who just rose to the occasion. He did a fabulous job with music that was contemporary and kids could relate to. This is very different than any of my commercial work in a lot of ways, but it's also very similar.
But you're also selling a message as you would in commercial.
I'm selling a message, and when I'm shooting a commercial, every scene I have to view as a director is filming it, and I'm watching it generally, and I'm telling the director what I need if he's not giving me what I need when I'm in the editing suite. Very early on in any kind of commercial career, you discover that if you don't make sure you get it on the shoot, if you don't get it on the shoot and you get to the editing suite, you're going to suddenly realize that you're in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
So you develop a sensitivity to knowing when you've got what you need for the suit.
Mm-hmm.
And people are wondering what we're looking at.
Yeah.
We're looking at somebody making technical changes to the camera. So that's what we're looking at.
Okay.
But we're doing another video. We met with Randolph High School today, and they're interested in having us do another video. And the reason being, this has been so successful for them, and they're so thrilled at having their kids involved in this project and having people get to know Randolph through the video.
Now, you have 2 daughters and a son, I believe?
Yes.
Has this anything in their backgrounds or your background that sort of brought this up for you?
Well, when I was writing that piece, I realized that I was really writing for myself. I had parents that never really knew who I was and what my potential was, and I didn't know it. And there was a part of me that was always different from everybody else, was aware of that and was embarrassed about it or wanted to keep it. And I think it was my creative side. It just, the things that interested a lot of other people didn't interest me. And so I felt somewhat like I had to hide and protect that part of me.
Okay.
So I wrote it for myself as much as anybody. I have a son who's gay and happily married. And I suppose there's part of me that was writing it for him and for all. I was very affected by Matthew Shepard's death out in Wyoming. In fact, the film is dedicated to the memory of Matthew Shepard and Phoebe Prince, that young woman who was hounded to commit suicide just last year.
And out in where was it? Hadley, South Hadley.
Yeah, South Hadley, right. So that's moved me. And there was a story about this poor boy that his roommate filmed him having a gay encounter, and he killed himself. And so, I just wanted to say something to all these people and to myself, that it's okay to be different. It's not only okay, that in a lot of ways you're going to be a lot better for it if you can just hold on. And they have this It Gets Better program. I uploaded this to that program, It Gets Better. And they're trying to get the point across that, there's a lot of good stuff waiting for you. It isn't all just, the jocks in high school that hound you and make you miserable. I'm not saying that all jocks in high school do that, but that's the stereotype. So, excuse me for spreading the stereotype.
Okay. Anything about these kids? I mean, you said you were really surprised and pleasantly surprised by the kids out of Randolph High.
Oh, my sister is the adjustment counselor, Mona Rosa, and she does a terrific job. These are kids that are in her peer mentoring group. And I was just amazed that they were able to take ownership of the roles. Anybody that's just watched the video has to be impressed with how the kids did, I believe. And so it was very much, you didn't know what you were going to get. Kids at that age, and we shot this one day during spring vacation last year, and you don't know if anybody's going to show up. You don't know just how it's going to go. Everything just seems so, for me especially, not having done that before, I didn't know what to expect. You prepare for the worst emotionally, but And so what we did, if you look at the video, it looks like school is in session. And I had kids that were extras and I had kids that had speaking roles. And I moved them around so that if you're shooting one scene in the hallway, you'll see kids in the background. If I'm shooting a scene in the class, you see kids sitting in the classroom. That was all staged, and we did it on the run. We had to shoot 25 scenes in one day. And that's quite a lot to bite off. You would probably take 3 or 4 days to shoot this if you were doing it, quote, professionally, commercially.
Now,